Well, we continue to get you ready for the home opener at long last here in 2020. Brian Higgins with you across town, and the football wing is Taj Harris. And Taj, how does that sound? Finally, a game here in this strange season. You get to stay at home here this week.
I can't wait, man. You driving by the dome every day. You see it getting built. You know it's getting built and it's almost done. But it's definitely almost that time, and it's very exciting, man. I can't wait to step in the dome. We get to check it out on Thursday.
Well, what is the excitement of that part? Because, I mean, you're like the rest of us. Nobody's been in there. I mean, you've played a bunch of games in there, but you've seen it happening. You've seen the roof come off and all this stuff going on. What's it like for you guys to finally get out there and play the first game in the new version of the Dome?
It's definitely exciting. Even though we don't got no crowd or no fans in the crowd, it still feel like the home advantage is there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm curious because you've been through it now twice on the road without fans there. But it still must have felt a little bit like a road game. You weren't in a familiar place. So what kind of advantage will it be to play in a building that you've been in before? You've been on the field before.
It's just having that feeling for the dome. Because just like any other team that we play, we go to their house. It's like they got a feel for being home. They got a feel for their field. It's just like dome. It's just at home. But it's definitely got to be something like we got to get used to it.
How important is it for you guys to kind of get this going with like a bang, with something big early? It was 40 years ago last week. The Dome originally opened, and Joe Morris returned the opening kick for a touchdown. And that was the first play literally in the history of the building. How important is it for you guys to do something exciting early on, just to get it going for this team in this season?
I mean, I just feel as though it's important for us as a team, It's time to get it rolling. We all know it's time to get it rolling, but it's just a matter of time. And I definitely feel more confident being home this weekend.
All right, Taj, you had the big play last weekend. Tommy gets a little banged up. Rex comes in the game. 2 plays later, he hooks up with you for 69 yards and a touchdown. What happened on that play to make it so successful?
It's just a click of the offense, It doesn't matter if it's Tommy or Rex in. It's all 11 guys. We all got to click. It's like a puzzle. It got to come together. And that's just what it is. I wouldn't say it's nothing different. It's just the clicking of the offense.
I guess, what do you think it is so far through 2 games? We've seen some clicks, but as you said, not as many plays have clicked as you guys would have wanted. What do you think you noticed the plays that have worked versus the plays that haven't this year? That what needs to change a little bit to get a little more consistency right now?
Nah, it's everybody. It's not just the offensive line. It's not just the wide receivers. It's not just the quarterbacks. Everybody has to fire off all cylinders and make sure we're accountable for getting our own jobs done.
You mentioned not just the quarterbacks, and hey, you've caught touchdowns from Tommy. You caught a touchdown from Rex this last week, but the Rex situation is so much more than football. I mean, you've been around him for a long time now, and the first touchdown pass he'd thrown in 3 years, and we saw him battle through cancer and come back. To have that happen, what was it like on the team to have that moment for Rex this last week?
Rex is just a dog, man. Every day he gives us energy that nobody has, But it was just definitely happy knowing that he's coming back, and this was actually his first game, one of his first passes. But we just feel happy for Rex, knowing he's a baller. He deserves it.
You mentioned the energy he brings, and I think you may be understating it by about a factor of 10. Can you, as best you can, describe the Rex Culpepper experience and what it's like to be around that guy?
Rex, man, there'll never be another Rex in this world, man. But nah, he's a really good friend, man, a better teammate.
I'd say that's about as accurate as can. He is a unique personality in the history of Syracuse football. All right, Taj, Georgia Tech this week. What do you guys know about this team? They're so different from the last time anyone on Syracuse would have played them. The triple option and all that is gone. It's a very different team in the last year and a half. What's popped out about them here in the last couple of weeks?
Well, just from watching film, seeing them, I see that their defense, they got some big guys, But definitely see the difference in the offense and the spread that they got going on. But I feel like this would be a good one.
For you and your role this year, we've seen it through the entire time that Coach Babers has been head coach. Whoever the lead wide receiver has had monster seasons. When you go back to Ahmed Atawo and Steve Ishmael and Irv Phillips did it, and you saw Jamal Custis do it, and last year you saw Tristan Jackson do it. To be in that role this year, what does that put on you, and how exciting is it to try to be that guy this year?
It is pretty exciting, but like I say in any other interview I got, man, we got an offense with a bunch of guys that can roll. And whenever I got plays thrown at me, I just got to make sure I make the plays. So.
All right, Taj, we wrap up with some quick hitters. I got some rapid fire questions for you that have nothing at all to do with football, just because this year has been so weird and so strange. We call this 2 yards in a cloud of questions. We're social distancing. I got a minute on the clock. We're hit and go. What's the weirdest workout you did in quarantine? Because maybe you didn't have access to a gym.
The weirdest workout, just probably hitting up the park, getting them good workouts in, do a bunch of calisthenics that you never did before.
Who cut your hair during quarantine, or did you let it go?
Actually, while I was home, I let my uncle, Mister, he actually was cutting my hair. I wasn't even going to barbershops.
This is a good guy to have around on your side to get that done. All right, that whole time you're home, how many times do you think you wore something other than sweats?
I don't think I was putting on pants over quarantine besides knowing to hit the field, man.
That is the correct answer to that question. How many I mean, a lot of people, you're stuck at home during that time. How many places do you think you went more than once?
I know I hit the field about 1,000 times. I hit the track meet. I hit the track field a couple of times. But yeah, just places where I could grind at. Definitely, I hit those places a lot.
All right. And lastly, strangest thing that you binge watched during quarantine?
The strangest things would probably be How to Get Away with Murder. I fell in love with that show, man.
I hope you didn't learn too much. I hope it was just a good show. All right, Taj, man. You're a good sport there, sticking with our strange questions. Great to see you having a strong start to the season. And, hey, enjoy it in the Dome this week.
Yes, sir.